Hello and welcome. We're painting a desk today. It's this little desk that had an STP sticker in one of the drawers, but I got it at the Goodwill, actually St. Vincent de Paul, and I'm just going over it after a cleaning, and there were lots of little chips in the surface, so I'm using Dixie Belle's mud. And the only thing that needed repaired was the chair, besides the mud on the desk part, but otherwise it was in pretty good shape. But the chair had the back was separating, so this is an easy fix. You can do this in any of your chairs. You just need some wood glue, and I used the Tight Bond Thick and Quick because it grabs really quickly. And I also have one of these clamps that you can get at Harbor Freight, and they're great for fixing drawers and things like that you need a bigger clamp. So just wipe the excess glue off and let it dry. After a scuff sand, I get busy painting, and I am using Dixie Belle Silk in Oyster. And then I have a lot of color inspiration here too. I'm using Dixie Belle Silk Screen stencils, and I'm using transfers. I'm using the Boho Soul transfer and also the Latin flower transfer. And I'm just layering everything one on top of each other and having a good old time doing it. So as you can see, I did not have a rhyme or reason. I really didn't plan this out. It just kind of happened very organically. So the colors were inspired from the transfers. Now, those are colors I would never pick. I used peony, amethyst, mermaid tail. Let me see. And right now I am painting in the feathers. So that's a transfer I put on, and I'm just painting over it. So other colors I used Holy Guacamole. And I'm trying to think what the other one was. It'll come to me. But anyway, such fun color inspiration. And this is an easy way to just dress up that transfer and just personalize it. So I'm just lightly using an artist brush and just filling in a few of the areas that I want to give some color to. So, and you can see I sort of blended paint through the stencils at the bottom, and I didn't do the whole thing. So it's just some fun I'm having with this. And now I'm using the Royal Damask stencil, and I'm using the mermaid tail, and I'm just going to do sort of what's called a distressed stencil. I am offloading most of the paint onto that paper towel. I'm really not using a stencil brush, so I'm just kind of lightly painting over the stencil. Normally when you stencil, you're going to use a stencil brush, which is a lot stiffer of a brush, and you're going to offload most of the paint. I guess I was having a conversation there. But anyway, I continue to work this stencil. Looks like it's taking me a while. I think I had customers in the store, so I was chit-chatting. And anyway, I continue this stencil, and I just go around the edges, and I don't do the whole thing. So now the stencil's done and it's dry, and I'm putting some more scraps of the Latin flower transfer on the side. So I've just been really random with these transfers and just putting them wherever I feel. I have my dresser on wheels, so when I apply pressure to it, it rolls away a little bit. So I'm going to bring it in so you can see it better. And with transfers, if they don't all come off, do not panic. Just lay it down. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes I really reach a point where I'm like, I don't know where I'm going with this piece. I was loving the front, and then I was even tempted to leave the side plain, but that's not in my more is more aesthetic. So I just kept going, and there were areas of the stencil that I wasn't happy with. Same way on the chair seat. The same thing happened, as you'll see. But I just kind of kept going. And then when I finished, I was kind of happy with it, you know. I kept getting customers in the store, and I asked a few people's opinions, to be honest, because just what I was thinking, I don't know, I kept getting more ideas. Didn't want to overload it, wanted to keep it consistent. So anyway, you'll see what direction I took. So I do enter a new product into the game. This is the Feathers decoupage paper from the Bells and Whistles line. And it has some of those colors in it. So I'm cutting a few of the feathers. And this is on rice paper, so you can just cut around the edges. Since I painted in white, the edges will pretty much disappear. You want to get as close as you can to the edges. And some of them are right on the cutoff, like on the edge, so you might want to cut those in 2 parts. And some of them you just might want to position them so that they're against the edge. So I'm using Dixie Belle's gator hide as my decoupage medium. So I just brush some of the gator hide on, as you can see in the left-hand side of the screen. And then I lay the feather down, and then I brush the gator hide over it. Now, you could coat the entire piece then with the gator hide. I was planning, well, I wasn't sure what I was planning. If I would have continued without any extra steps, I would have used gator hide over the entire piece, transfers included. There's been some controversy about using gator hide over transfers. Really just make sure that your transfers are burnished properly, and you won't have any trouble. I've never had any trouble doing gator hide over transfers. So that's just a note from me on that subject. So I knew this other side needed something because I left that middle open. And there's a look at the chair seat with the feather in place. So I continue to think, do I want any more feathers on the front? Even though the front is pretty complete, I want it to be cohesive. So now there's a few other little elements. They're dream catchers that I thought would go nicely that were in the Boho Soul transfer. So now I'm looking at some of our chameleon waxes. I just felt like it needed more. So, you know, I just started brushing and just alternating my brush and doing some different colors on there. So at first I was a little lost with it, wasn't sure if it was doing anything, if I liked it, but I kept going. And then afterwards, I just kind of wiped it back a little. I was just kind of doing a little like cross-hatching technique. I do think the chameleons show up a little bit better on blacks and dark colors, but I do see it. It's kind of a very subtle little addition. Now I'm taking white wax. Now I'm working on the chair seat here, but I'm pretty generously taking the white wax. And honestly, I'm using a brush that I got a while back at Michael's. I think it's a Martha Stewart brush. And I really wish that I was using my Best Dang brush from Dixie Belle. What a difference in quality. I mean, this one, the metal where it holds all the bristles in is loose. And I've never soaked this brush. I've probably never even washed this brush because it had wax in it. I often leave my wax brushes with the wax in them and use different color ones. So I think I'm going to get another Best Dang brush for my light color waxes. And now I'm just kind of wiping the wax back a little bit. This is such a cute little whimsical piece. It's going to be really cute for a girl's bedroom. And that is what our side is looking like. So the colors I used again were Peony, Holy Guacamole, Mermaid Tail, Amethyst, and Bunker Hill Blue. They were all inspired by the colors in the transfers that I used. Are you ready to see the finished desk and chair? Thank you so much for watching today. If you like this video, how about giving it a thumbs up and also share it with your friends? If you haven't subscribed, you'll want to do that so you don't miss anything. Visit us at LaVintageDecor.company, and on Instagram we're LaVintageDecor, and on Facebook we're LaVintageDecor Altoona. Stay well.